Well, it's quite an exciting day for me because I've got a couple of very good friends, horticultural legends even, turning up today. We've got Anne-Marie Powell and James Alexander Sinclair. One has double-barreled their first name and one has double-barreled their second name. What I don't want from them is lots of design advice, but I know they're not going to be able to keep themselves quiet. Hello. Hello, how you doing?
Hey, ho, ho.
Nice to see you, Jimmy. Anne-Marie. I'm not very good in the selfie stick with three of us in the shot.
This is
Enormous.
This is nice. It's a big garden. I think there's quite a lot to do. Tell us what are we looking at?
So here, this is the main path. Okay, follow me.
Follow behind him.
So it obviously needs widening out and making it a little bit grander.
Because basically, Joseph.
Yeah.
Here, if we come here, there's no room for us on this path.
Well, I know that.
So we need to be. How much wide are you getting?
Well, I'm going to go probably about 1.2 meters wide or something. It's going to be nice and generous.
It is quite nice stone though, but it is quite crazy paving. Are you into that? Are you embracing the sort of retro vibe?
Yeah, because I want to be sustainable, so I want to reuse it, but I'm going to add to it. So I'm going to lift it and keep the really nice stuff.
Yeah, have you got enough to kind of reuse it and relay it?
No, I need to add to it with like a paver and some sort of gravel aggregate surface. So.
Cheap stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all really badly laid, and also it floods in the winter, and the drainage is quite poor because it's quite a wet garden.
Some quite nice things though, actually, that you've already got.
Yeah.
But it's quite hard, isn't it, when you've got, a lot of stuff here already?
Yeah.
It's like, are you going to work with it, or are you going to rip it all out and sort of bodge it, knowing you, or what?
Anything that's in the way of the hard landscaping is going to be lit. It's got to go. It's got to go. So the hard landscaping's got to come first, and then if I can lift and save something and put it in somewhere else, I will.
Oh wow! Look at that feature arch. Wow. That's like the best thing I've ever seen. Oh, Joe, that's like it's like
envy levels.
I really wish I had one of those, particularly with the barbecue grills on the sides.
I'm glad to see you are feeding the birds though. Is this full though? Has it got anything in it?
Yeah, it's got Niger seeds.
Very good.
Yeah. I mean, this is just. I mean, look. Can you imagine yourself just walking through here majestically every day?
I love that woodland.
Yeah, so come and have a look at the woodland. Is amazing. I'm so lucky to have the woodland.
What's this? Is this a croquet lawn? Is this a tennis court?
This, I think, was a tennis court. Then it became a croquet lawn, and that's why the railway sleepers are in, which doesn't
stop the ball.
Just stop the balls
yeah,
going
but
around.
I'm going to change the shapes of all of these because it's too structured, and
very boxy. That's not very you, is
it's
it?
Not, it's very
not
boxy,
very country.
and it doesn't flow into the woodland. But it's not a massive deal to just change the sort of mowing regime, and
you've got a lot of mature stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, this woodland is beautiful.
These trees
Let's get the woodland behind us.
It's gorgeous.
Look at that, trees. Fabulous oak.
Any advice on the woodland, you two?
Yeah, I want a clearing here, a glade. So I think this lot shouldn't be there. So we get rid of that. We got a glade.
You're right.
In which one can sit. Or Anne-Marie wants to have a party in it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a perfect kind of little glade there. This stuff should come out because it's just. I mean, it's like Diddy. It's like someone's put a tiny, weeny miniature into a majestic, gorgeous. They're beautiful trees.
No,
really
amazing.
trees.
I mean, there's oaks and beech, and that's a massive lime. This is a medlar, yeah. And again, I want to keep the tree. I think I can dig that up and move it. But keep this more clear as it goes. God, we're agreeing. Why?
I know.
We never agree on anything.
No, everything. The art.
And this is really just nature, kind of like doing its own thing.
Yeah, well,
that's
the
really,
thing.
with a little bit of help.
Okay. So it's a big, nearly 2-acre garden. Obviously, and I'm going to do it myself. I might get some guys in to help with the hard landscaping. But one of the worries was, how am I going to cope with a massive garden like this? But I mean, this whole rewilding thing, I mean, it's interesting. You can't rewild a 2-acre garden, but you can let some of it go, and you can mow paths through it, and you can just let it go a little bit, and then manicure the areas around the house a little bit more, and have more manicured and looser areas. I think that's got to be my approach.
I think that's the secret when you get to our age, or my age anyway, is you just let bits of you go. Because it doesn't really matter any longer. So you just think, I'm just going to rewild myself to a certain extent. Yeah. What?
I don't think I'm going to rewild myself. Just saying.
No, I think you're going to be constantly high maintenance. That's what you're going to be forever.
Well, yes, there is that.
Yeah.
But that idea of being able to cope with a garden this size and let some stuff go a little bit. I mean, this woodland doesn't need a lot of maintenance at all.
Don't do it. I think the secret with a garden of this size and dealing with it is don't let any of it stress you, because if you're worrying, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, then all the fun of the gardening goes.
Yeah.
So if you think, I don't care really if there's some weeds over there, nobody gives a damn.
Well, weeds, I mean, being on the RHS Council, having been on the RHS Council, there's no such thing as a weed anymore. They've all disappeared overnight. They've been reclassified.
No such thing as a slug either. They're no longer a pest.
Aren't they?
No, they're an asset to the garden.
But they are an asset to the garden in all reality,
yeah,
because what you're doing here is if you let nature just take over a little bit, is that you're actually helping the rest of the garden. So because all of the sort of predators will all be attracted in to take, off all the, I'm trying not to say pests, but all of those undesirable
they all feed
loiterers.
on each other. If you take something, you're saying the food chain out.
Yeah.
The bird life is incredible here. It's fantastic. And the squirrels, okay, there are deer.
No,
here.
that's the thing.
That's okay.
That's a big
There are
thing,
deer. Is that? I mean,
you,
I can
if you're
see.
wanting to garden, I think that's a big.
Well, they
thing.
love roses apparently. So, but there
They
are
will-
roses
they
in the
will prune
garden that
things.
haven't been nibbled. But I don't really want to put a deer fence all the way around this garden and try and keep them out.
You
I think
could
it's
do
just-
sections though where you're high. I mean, if you're putting a vegetable garden in anywhere, I don't know if you are, because I imagine.
There
you
is
Yeah,
one
yeah.
over
I'm
there.
going to
It's like,
reduce the size of it.
You
Yeah.
know, maybe you would kind of like deer-proof fence around that bit only. I don't know. So
Or else you could
But
keep a
then
watch
you've
out.
got fences within a garden. It's sort of visually, I want
you
to
could
try and
have
keep
hedges
it open.
perhaps, and sort of like. So are you wanting to keep it very open everywhere? So you're not going to put any structures and divide up the space? Because you could put the deer-proof fence inside a hedge, couldn't you?
You can do that.
Yes,
you
but
can
I
do that. It's
don't want
quite
to
a high
start
hedge.
creating rooms within a rooms. I want the landscape to sort of flow into the the vistas beyond, into the land beyond, and also just flow within itself without too many vertical structures
I think that,
which don't work for me. But I think I'll just see
You
how
deer
it goes.
are an
live
issue,
with
Joe.
it. Live with it. Live with it for a year or so. It's like we say to everybody: when you first get a garden, don't do anything. And obviously, you're ignoring that advice. We're actually doing stuff immediately, and quite a lot of it. But don't worry about deer fencing until they become a problem. At the moment, they're a pleasant visitor.
That's lovely advice, because that's exactly what I'm
Hang
going
on,
to
hang
do.
on. We're walking across the baronial croquet lawn.
Yeah,
now
so
in
this is the
London.
croquet lawn.
So what have you got? Wildflower strips?
Yes.
Have you seen this when it's actually up and out and doing its thing?
No, I haven't.
So we don't know how successful.
No,
these
but,
strips
How
are.
much?
but Charlie, who gardened and owned the garden before, has said it's doing really well actually. Says it does
Nice
very well.
buttercup.
Yeah, a lot of buttercup.
Nice moss.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to keep as much
Wait
of
and
this
see.
as possible. But this is the sort of thing I want anyway. I just want to let the wildflowers, and let the orchids and let things self-seed
It'll
around.
be interesting to see though how it comes up. Won't
But
it?
I am going to cut in some island beds into here, but big, really big brushstroke beds.
And it's definitely wet, Joe.
Oh,
because
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at how much moss there is.
Oh, this
in
is
here.
wet. This garden
This
is wet.
is
Soggy.
wet.
Yeah.
What's with this bed here,
Yeah.
which is basically roses and shrubs, isn't it? And
This
that was
line.
for cutting, and a bit of magnolia.
Yeah, but it's a line. You're
It's a
absolutely
line.
right. It's another
We're
line.
going to go
Like
through this line.
we're cutting across the
Loads
line.
of lines in this garden.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that segment,
Yeah.
that segment, that
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah.
So
Lack
and
of
that's-
flow. Lack of flow.
Yeah,
That's good.
totally.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Look
Even
at that.
with the pylons, I'm falling in love
I
with.
like the pylons. The pylons we put. Oh God, there's oh gosh, she's in the view now.
Oh,
That
no,
makes it
look.
much worse. She's ruined the view.
Yeah, she is ruining the view.
Look at there. Where the sound of Henry Powell.
And you know the thing I really love about here is how quiet it is. You know how peaceful it is.
But
It's
that,
like- it's,
okay, that donut hill over there
yeah.
is just
Beautiful.
really, really nice.
That's called Jan's Hill. There's wild horses on the top of there.
Wild.
So,
horses.
okay, there's some amazing apples here. There's quite a few. I think there's 3 Bramleys or something. I'm going to there's too many. I'm going to take this old one out, and I know it's
So treehouse one stays.
treehouse one probably
Ooh.
stays. This is the wettest part of the garden down here, but I just think I want to open up a view through there. And also,
Yeah.
how many apples can you eat? And
Oh,
she
it's
said,
not all of them.
well, have spur pruned these apples for decades, and I'm having met I've gone to Tom Hoblin's garden, who's a great apple man. I'm going to let them go because it's so much work.
Yeah.
And to produce more
Yeah.
apples than you can eat, and we've already got more apples than you could ever eat, or even juice, or puree, whatever you want to do.
I'm a bit
with them.
worried about your magnolia.
Yeah, it's a mature specimen. I mean, I wonder if that's contemporary with the house.
But look, it's got a lot of dye. I mean,
I know, I
it's
need-
dye
It
back
has,
and a lot
hasn't
of
it?
It's got a
sprouting.
bit. It's got a bit. I've pruned a couple of really dodgy branches off, but there are also lots of really healthy looking
There's
buds.
lots of very good buds, but it's that thing that is it going to just?
She's
it's
an
at the top.
old lady.
She's an
Well,
old
the
girl.
shape of it. Look at the shape. I'm going to just get you stay there because
I think the shape. I think we should go and stand in the shape to show how nice it is because it is actually.
It's a
really,
beautiful shape.
It's
Isn't
a
it?
lovely shape.
It is beautiful.
No, really nice. Because I saw this when we arrived. It's a
It
good
has-
shape, but
You
it's.
know,
I think
it
it's
is
just
big, and does it get windy here, Joe?
Well, what it does, and the
Wet.
prevailing wind is through there where I'm opening it all up, which is one of the negatives of opening it all up. One is the deer, but also there is the wind. But the advantage is that you get more light through there, and you get the vistas and the views through there. So I can always create some wind barriers within the garden rather than all being on the boundary. So I
Yeah.
can start separating out areas a little bit this way, but within the garden.
Do you think you would do that? Would you do that?
Well, no, it's only
I
if the
don't
wind.
think I'd do that.
No, it's the wind. If the
Yeah,
wind.
I don't know if I did. I would have opened a hole where all of the wind is coming in.
all the wind and all the deer comes through.
You know,
It's in a channel,
yeah. Let's
basically.
do all this
They're all
gardening.
going in that
and-
direction. They're all going that way, and it just keeps on going. But actually, almost everything you said, I disagree with.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
But we'll sit there and watch you make the mistakes, not listen to us. It's fine. I think you've got some really nice trees.
Got
You
some
have
beautiful
some
trees.
gorgeous
Really,
Huge
really good
oaks,
trees. They're
huge
quite
oaks.
interesting
Really
plants.
gorgeous trees.
Huge
But you've
oaks.
got a lot of stuff that's just grown too big for its allotted
Well,
space.
yeah,
haven't
something,
you?
well, something like this bay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna lift the crown.
Yeah.
It's a big tree,
Yeah.
a big specimen. I'm gonna lift the crown. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna be able to see through the bottom, and actually, it's got a
Yeah.
really beautiful grey bark underneath. So it just needs really sorting out. I mean, we're talking, chainsaws and ladders, and
You're talking
big-
a
big stuff.
blooming lot of work.
A lot of
here,
work, I
babe.
know,
This
I know.
is like
I
a
know.
lot to do.
Yeah.
Keep you going for quite a long time. I think you're gonna have fun. I think it's gonna be interesting. You're obviously gonna make some pretty basic schoolboy errors, and we'll have to come and deal with them for you.
Are you going to grow veg here?
There's going to be
You know, because
some.
I remember your allotment.
Oh, Anne-Marie.
You know,
2012. That was 2012.
I remember
Yeah, I
how
remember your
much
allotment.
joy
I was-
you got from your allotment.
I was Fat Dad Player of the Year back then. No, 2008. Fat Dad Player of the Year, 5-a-side, because I was so fit. I was on the allotment and working
You
hard.
peaked.
Urban farming.
Ever since then,
I love growing
Yeah.
veg. I love growing veg. Okay,
And you've got a greenhouse.
need
I
that
can
many.
see a
Yeah, we've got a greenhouse
which is
over there.
great.
I am going to have some veg, but not as much as this, and I'm going to rearrange it and probably retreat back here so it doesn't interfere
You
so
only
much
need
with
a
the rest of the
Don't
garden.
that then becomes part of that. So I like the idea of your orchard spreading through. I don't like that hedge.
They're agreeing with me.
I don't like that hedge.
Do you know what
The
though?
privet hedge, privet.
Remove the hedge.
Privet hedge
So
is going.
what is the overriding ambition here for 2 acres? I mean, it is difficult to actually rein yourself in once gardening gets you. And you want to do more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So I wonder if you're thinking, like loads of our clients say to us, is that you're going to keep this garden low maintenance.
No, it's
are
not.
you?
It can never be low maintenance.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
a
low maintenance.
2-acre
Make it as
garden
high as
packed
you
full of
possibly can.
plants. But I think there are ways of reducing maintenance. Tightly packing grasses and perennials together, and the way you mow through a garden, and like I say, leave some areas wild.
Let it go.
But the overriding thing is just, this is my sort of forever garden. So it's just to be able to garden for the rest of my life in here, and one day, I don't know what I'm saying now.
It's sweet.
Share it
It's
with
bringing a
everybody.
tear to my eye. Hang on, we haven't discussed. You're getting a pond.
Okay, ponds.
We
A lot
need
of
a
people
pond,
have asked
wildlife and ponds.
on the channel.
The channel.
People have asked about
All
ponds,
4
and
people?
I would love all 4 of them. Well, actually, only 2 out of the 4. And I would love a pond because I'm always telling people to put ponds in.
Yeah.
Magnet for wildlife, incredible. Wonderful. You get the reflections and just brilliant for wildlife more than anything. But I've got a granddaughter, Erin, and I'm slightly worried that if there are more grandchildren, there's a health and safety issue with ponds. And I don't want a pond with a big fence all the way
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it, because
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it defeats the object. So I'm going to sort of put it on the back burner.
So we could get all the garden signs here in your garden playground, and that would be fun for you.
I think that'd be
I think
great.
you should
So
ban-
many
I
ideas.
think that you're going to get to the stage very soon. In fact, possibly even within the next 42 seconds, that you're going to ban all other garden designers from giving you
I've
any
got
advice about anything.
loads and loads of ideas.
And when
for
we
this
can see a
garden.
sketch, we
So have
can,
I.
we can
Shall
do a fee
we?
proposal for you.
Yes, that would be good.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what, you go away, have a little think about it, and then come back and I can rip it up and
You
shred
just
it
ignore
and
it.
compost it. I can start the new compost
I
seed.
think.
Anyway, I think we'll leave it there.
I just think it's really. I think it's lovely. Thank you for showing it to us, because I think it's exciting and it's fun. And because we want to come and see you again, we will be monitoring you and keeping an eye on you through the next few years to make sure that you don't cock it up.
Wish you will.
Well,
But do you know what he'll say? It's all about learning. Mistakes are learning in
learning
gardening,
curve.
aren't they? So we're looking forward to seeing you learn. Don't you think? 2 acres.
Two acres. 2 acres. No, you don't quite really think that's quite a modest. It's not. It's massive.
I think he's being a bit naive. I
think
mean,
he's
that
got
is
no idea.
so much
Yeah,
work.
he comes from Hackney
I know.
with a little pocket thingy.
Yeah,
to
urban
this
tiny
enormous
garden.
thing. Enormous stuff.
And some of the things he's saying are far too ambitious.
This is mad.
Has he got bottomless pockets or
crazy.
something?
The whole
It's
thing's completely
ridiculous.
crazy.
It's just like Bill Connector.
been lovely having you. I'll see you. I'll give you a buzz in about a month. Lovely to see you. Bye. Those two, they don't know what they're talking about.